friends all gathered round, there's something I would say, that what brings us together here has blessed us all today. Love has made a circle that holds us all inside, where strangers are as family, loneliness can't hide. You must give yourself to love, if love is what you're after. Open up your hearts to tears and laughter, and give yourself to love. Give yourself to love. I've walked these mountains in the rain and learned to love the wind. I've been up before the sunrise to watch the day begin. I've always known I'd find it, though I never did know how. Like sunshine on a cloudy day, stand before me now. You must give yourself to love, if love is what you're after. Open up your hearts to tears and laughter, and give yourself to love. Give yourself to love. So give yourself to love. If love is what you're after, open up your hearts to the tears and laughter, and give yourself to love. Give yourself to love.
On behalf of Reverend Donna, the Board of Trustees, and our practitioners, I am privileged to welcome you to the Sonoran Desert Center for Spiritual Living. Whoever you are and wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are truly welcome here. You will be validated, supported, and encouraged to be all that you were meant to be. Our vision statement is love in action every day in every way. We express this love by learning and living the principles of the science of mind. On the back of your program, you will find our Declaration of Principles. Please join me now in reading them. I believe there is an infinite intelligence operating throughout the universe. I believe this intelligent power is only good. I believe this intelligence expresses as me. I believe through my conscious use of this power, I create my life as happy, healthy, and complete. And so it is. Do we have any first-timers here today? Julian, welcome. All right, welcome. It's nice to have you here. Anyone else? Oh, okay. All right. All right. Lots of new faces. Gotta like it. Please stay after and have some refreshments, get to know us a little bit. We're a pretty good bunch, and we're, yeah.
Clean up good. So.
Yeah, we clean up pretty good, yeah. We would like to thank all the people that made this Sunday celebration possible. First of all, that's you in the chairs, and all the people behind the scenes, the people who do the food, the music, the sound, the setting up the chairs or taking stuff down. There's a lot of people involved to keeping this locomotive moving, and we're doing it. So thank you, everyone. Please direct your attention to the announcements in the bulletin. And if you're watching online, please visit cslaz.org for our announcements and events calendar. Please silence your cell phones. And
All right, can we all please take a deep breath with me? Let's usher in the meditative portion of our service. If you are joining us for the first time or after a long while, the words for our Namaste song are inside the front page of your bulletin today, and you're welcome to follow along with us. The God in me beholds the God in you. It is all for our greatest and highest good. The God in me beholds the God in you, and you and I are one. Namaste. The God in me beholds the God in you. It is all for our greatest and highest good. The God in me beholds the God in you, and you and I are one. Namaste, namaste.
Good morning. My name is Louise, and I am your practitioner today. So if you'd like to just get comfortable, you can close your eyes if you like. And just recognize with me today that God is the source of all that there is. God is my substance and my supply. God is the promise of all that is good in our lives. One mind, one heart, one life. I surround in this moment and know all is well. It is my life, it is your life, and it is the mind of each of us. There is one power, one presence, one heart, one God, and I know that all is well, for all is love and peace and joy, and it is my life and your life too. We release all worry and trust the unfolding. The universe is already orchestrating this divine connection and calling and our call for a minister. I know that the writers group's words will inspire and entertain us today, and all of our activities are blessed, for we each bring the truth with us that all is well. I am grateful and thankful to be a part of this loving, caring community, and together we say, so it is. So John wrote a little something, and so this is what he said. And if I cry, just give me a moment, I'll get myself together. So my dear church family, I'm truly sorry I'm not with you today. I did not expect all this acknowledgement. Being a practitioner at our center going on 15 years has been a major highlight of my life, And I thank each and every one of you for the love and the support that you have shown me. I shall continue to remain in our teaching and come to church, just not as a practitioner. Thank you again. You have blessed my life more than you know, and I am forever grateful. I'm holding the high watch for you in spirit. Namaste. So my reading today is from the Science of Mind textbook. In the back, they have meditations and prayers. And the title is Peace is the Power at the Heart of God. My peace is found at the heart of God. The heart of God, for me, is found at the very center of my being. It does not matter how closely the confusion of the outer world presses against me. I am not even disturbed by the confusion in my immediate environment. I know that the only way to counteract confusion is to bring peace into play. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give unto you, not as the world giveth, give I unto you. These words of assurance stay with me, and I hear them re-echoing in the depth of my being. I surrender all my fears, those nameless fears which have beset me for such a long time, dulling my pleasure and clouding with misery and apprehension all of my days. I am now through with fear. What, indeed, is there for a divine and immortal being to fear? Certainly not people. For as I am a divine and immortal being, so is every man, and every man is my brother. I recognize the one life principle, working in and through and inspiring the motives of everyone I contact. I do not fear sickness, disease, or death, because the eternal and perfect life animates my body and goes always about its perfect work, healing and renewing that body. I am not afraid of want or lack, for the one infinite essence supplies me with everything I need all the time. There is nothing for me to fear, for I am an inseparable part of God. I live in Him, He lives in me, and I draw upon His perfect peace. My peace is found at the heart of God. Namaste. So I light the service candle, knowing that you are each have a light within you that radiates out into this loving community and out into the world. Thank you.
But this is a song that I also learned that John Lopez adores. One of his favorite.
This very room, there's quite enough love for one like me. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for one like me. And there's quite enough hope and quite enough power to chase away any gloom. For spirit, our spirit There's quite enough love for all of us, and in this very room, there's quite enough joy for all of us, and there's quite enough hope and quite enough power to chase away any gloom. For spirit, our spirit is in this very room. In this very room, there's quite enough love for all the world, and in this very room, there's quite enough joy for all the world, and there's quite enough hope and quite enough power to chase away any gloom. For spirit, for spirit is in this very room.
Thank you. Namaste.
God is plentiful. I just found another paper clip. More about that later. Oh, I'm dropping everything now. I am so grateful to go along with our theme for November. I'm here with a grateful heart. I am so grateful for this center and for the community that you guys have given me that I look forward to every day. And I'm so grateful for the writers group. Oh my gosh, do we have fun. We have fun. So, and for most of you, I've asked, what's the theme? The theme is creativity, because I cannot corral these writers. They're all over the place. I let them read what they want to read. So the theme for every time we're up here reading is creativity. And it comes from the one creator, and it's all perfect. I give them one word, you know that, one word, every 2 weeks. By the way, the word for this coming second Friday in December when we meet is steak. Run with it. Steak. However you want to spell it. Steak. Write me a story. Come to the writers group. We keep adding chairs and we keep adding tables, and it is just so delightful. And thank you to Bruce and to Don for always setting up what we need. Thank you. So today, I don't know what they're going to read. It's, like I say, it's hard to corral these people. We've had, some will read their assigned word stories. I can't remember some of the words that we've had in the last few months. And some will read their stories about Donna, because I assigned the word Donna for Thanksgiving, and many of them were read during Thanksgiving dinner here. And Wanda, I will add you to the list. So I'm going to just introduce them. Just if you guys will just come up here and take seats, so 3 of you. And then we'll just keep rotating. So here's our writing group. Enjoy.
The title of my story is Rebellion Point. Ronald starts a week calmly. The usual noisy body-filled aisles, echoes of doors slamming, copier jam for the third time, cell phones ringing uncontrolled, boss again in his ear to work yet another weekend. He smiled, mumbled a few words, and carried on. Not sure of the day, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, they all blend into normal routine workday. Ronald wandered into the break room to find a lonely bent plastic spoon next to his sugar and cream. Just another day, he whispered. Then he breaks out laughing uncontrollably, laughed so hard tears ran down his face. All the cubicles jumped to life with curiosity, heading to the break room. Ronald holds up the deformed spoon and declares, "This is the turning point," and walks out the building. 5 weeks later, Ronald opened a most unique bistro called Turning Point, 3 doors down from his last employment. Coffees, lattes, mochas, etc., serving finger sandwiches and pastries with no bent spoon. It's on the menu, no bent spoon. What makes this bistro unique, you say? Surrounded by clockless walls, no watches, no cell phone allowed, or no service. Customers come for a well-deserved coffee or a treat and stay for the quiet rebellion. Well, the word was point. But rebellion point, but quiet rebellion. Thank you.
Good morning. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Kathy with a C. So I had a few stories to choose from, but I figured I'd give you what you guys are used to from me. So my word is bicycle. Timmy had just moved to a small town during the summer between 4th and 5th grade. He didn't know anyone. "Timmy, go outside to the woods behind our house. Do some exploring and play in the lake." His mom pointed to the dense forest just west of their new home. "You'll meet kids your age when school starts, and you'll have new friends in no time." Timmy finished breakfast. He jumped out of his chair and headed toward the door, grabbing some cookies and his ball cap on the way out. "I'll be home before dark," he yelled before he closed the door. Timmy ran into the forest and started down a well-worn path. The dried leaves crunched below his shoes as he made his way to the lake. Right before he reached the lake, he saw a bicycle leaned up against a tree. A white bicycle with bright red accents and red sparkly tassels hanging from the handlebars. What a sweet bike, he thought to himself. As he approached the water, he saw a boy about his age skipping rocks. Timmy watched as the rocks bounced across the water and finally sank. The boy turned around. "Hi, my name is William, but my friends call me Willie." "My name is Timmy. Can you show me how to skip rocks?" The boys played in the water most of the day. They ran down the pier and jumped into the water fully clothed several times. They skipped rocks and chased each other around. At the end of an exhausting day, both boys sat at the water's edge and ate cookies. "Hey, Willie, it's getting dark. I have to go home." "Why don't you hop on my bike and I'll take you home? We can meet here this Friday morning if you'd like." Willie jumped on the bike and Timmy stepped onto the bars that were sticking out of the frame close to the back wheels. Willie dropped him off at the back door of his home. As Timmy jumped off the bike, he shouted, "See you on Friday." "Hi, Mom, I have a new friend. He's coming over on Friday after we play at the lake." "That's wonderful. Why don't you join me at the grocery store tomorrow and help me pick up something for you boys to eat on Friday?" Being a small town, the grocery store was just down the road. It was a small mom-and-pop establishment that had been owned by the same family for generations. They grabbed some groceries and headed to the register. "Howdy, ma'am." A tall, slender man in his 40s stood behind the counter. Before his mom could answer, Timmy screamed as he pointed behind the counter. "That's him. That's Willie. He's the boy I told you about. We played all day at the lake." The man turned around and picked up a picture of a young boy. "Son, you must be mistaken. This is my younger brother, William, who drowned at the lake about 30 years ago." "No, I was with him all day yesterday." "What a coincidence that he looks like your new friend." His mom was embarrassed and just wanted to leave the store. She paid for her groceries, put her hand on Timmy's shoulder, and quickly escorted him out the door. "Mom, I swear that was the boy I met at the lake yesterday." "I don't want to hear another word about this. Now get in the car." As the days passed, he couldn't sleep or eat. All he thought about was Willie. Friday morning arrived and Timmy ran out of the house without eating breakfast. He ran into the forest and down the path to the lake. He ran to the familiar tree but didn't see Willie's bike. He looked around, then looked down. He saw a bike similar to Willie's bike, but it was on the ground. It was rusted and covered with dried leaves and spiderwebs. Both tires were flat, and the red tassels were yellow and cracked. Could this be Willie's bike, he thought to himself? Confused, he ran toward the water and looked around again. He didn't see Willie. Instead, he saw a small wooden cross, faded with age, and the elements at the water's edge. A few skipping rocks surrounded the cross. Timmy bent down and wiped the dust off the cross with his hand and saw the name Willie carved on it.
Thank you, Kay. I was looking for this paper clip. I'm Byron Thompson, a member, and also a very proud member of our writers group. We have room for everybody, so it doesn't matter how poor a writer you are, as evidenced by my reading today. You are welcome, one and all. 12 noon on a bright, crisp September day in 1986 saw me rushing into the Benson Hotel in Portland, Oregon. I was behind schedule as usual. I was busy just coming from a business appointment. The Rotary Club secretary greeted me. "Hi, Mr. Thompson. We have a really full house today with our speaker, Reverend Billy Graham. There's only one seat available up front." She escorted me to the front of the room to the VIP table. Seated there was Robert Pamplin, chairman of the board of Georgia Pacific. He was a highly respected businessman, a billionaire and a philanthropist, one I did not typically have lunch with. "Hi, Mr. Pamplin," I said. "I'm Byron Thompson. I've been wanting to meet you. We have something in common. I know you contribute to the Junior Achievement Organization, and I serve on their board. As president of Dale Carnegie in Oregon, I frequently speak to them giving inspirational examples of successful people like yourself. And I'd like to get your success story and share it." He smiled and said, "I'd be happy to do that. Call my office and set up a time." I thanked him and couldn't believe my good fortune. There was only one problem. I was scared to sit down with a man that powerful, so I procrastinated. I didn't call until one day I pulled my car over to the side of the road, picked up my phone. It was about the size and weight of a brick. Remember, it was 1986. "Mr. Pamplin, please." I was transferred and heard Mr. Pamplin's office. "Hello," I said. "I'd like to speak to Mr. Pamplin about an interview. My name is Byron Thompson, and Rosie, I know you understand this. I have to shift pages now. Hope I get the right one. Oh, yes, I'm Mr. Pamplin's secretary, and we've been expecting your call. I almost dropped the phone. She went on to say that Mr. Pamplin was looking forward to sharing his story. So we set a time, and I began to sweat. The interview took place and went very well. Mr. Pamplin was gracious. We did do some business with Georgia Pacific Lumber, but not due to his intervention. I do feel, though I benefited by being regarded with an increased amount of esteem by other Rotarians, many of whom were in positions of influence in the Portland community. What's the point of this story? Do the thing you fear to do, and the death of fear is certain, according to either Thoreau or Emerson. I've forgotten which one. But I did make a point in my book, Build Your Dream, with the anecdote about my bungee jump in New Zealand. 1995. I'd also like to suggest another lesson learned here. Look for occasions to put yourself in opportunities' way, and good things will happen. I've already read that page, so I think that's it. Thank you.
Well, most of you got to know me. My name is John, and my claim to fame is that I am the husband of Reverend Donna. I think the topic was peace, but anyway, the title of my writing is The Peacemaker. The Sioux Nation includes several tribes. Perhaps one of the more peaceful tribes was the Lakotas. The Lakotas live primarily in our Northwest, and particularly in both North and South Dakota. Imagine with me a story I created myself, being inspired by being a peacemaker. I have a story to tell about a Sioux Lakota boy whose name was Hota, meaning strong. Hota was a strong boy, but his strength lay in his peaceful nature. Hota's spirit was peaceful, akin to the Lakota word for peace, Wolakahota, meaning peace and harmony. Was Hota a pacifist? Let's begin my story. Hota visited a brook near his home. Each day he would meditate over the movement of the waters and the life living within these waters. As Hota left his home this morning, the sky was alive with a magnificent sunrise rising slowly from the green meadows that continued beyond Hota's vision. As Hota walked towards his place for meditation, a beautiful stream of water appeared and continued to wind its way for miles. Along the banks of this stream were many flowers of different colors and a special place for Hota to meditate. A place where Hota would celebrate the beginning of a new day. Hota sat at the edge of the stream and put his fingers into the water to celebrate the great spirit that created this life. Hota looked into the waters and discovered a magnificent fish with many colors that were magnified by the sun. Hota decided he would talk to this magnificent fish, but this magnificent fish began to swim away. "Please do not leave. I will not hurt you. How can I be sure you will not kill me? I have seen your kind of holding a stick with a string attached to a weapon of some sort with a worm attached. This person would pull the line up with the fish attached. The fish would die without the water, and sometimes, for some reason, the person would throw the dead fish back into the waters. But magnificent fish, the person you saw pull the fish from the waters could be his food for the day and be a matter of survival. Do you not eat some living things to survive, said Hota. Yes, I do eat to survive, but I do not kill without cause. I understand, magnificent fish, you're concerned that killing of the fish is justifiable as a matter of survival. However, some of my kind are warriors that kill other persons to protect their families and their tribe. The magnificent fish was not impressed with Hota's answer and swam away. Hota returned to his home, and Hota remembered seeing his people fight not only other tribes, but sometimes between themselves. I do not believe that we need to fight. The Great Spirit would not be pleased. I will be a man soon, and I will be a peacemaker. In my story of Lakota Boy, I use the word pacifist in describing Hota. So what is a pacifist? A dictionary definition of a pacifist who believes violence and killing are unjustifiable. It might appear that Hota was a pacifist. In the Christian Bible, some of Jesus' followers have supported killing as self-defense. However, it is also reported that Jesus gave his life without fighting his enemies. Perhaps no one is truly a pacifist, so can we continue to justify a world that continues to use self-defense as a justification for killing? I think not. This world of ours will never reach the peace of God within you and me when violence and killing are justifiable. There is little hope that in the end, no one will survive. Thank you. That's it.
Well, I'm Wanda, and I'm not in the writing group, but I wrote something for Donna when it was asked to do so. So this is my little story. Once upon a time, a reverend of the Sonoran Desert Center for Spiritual Living misplaced her keys. Although certain she dropped them in the meditation room and of the Amado campus, now when nowhere were they to be found. Some weeks later, then one day, the clerk working from the clerk working for the Rev stopped at another meeting room at a church where another church in town that was way away from Amado. She frequented this particular meeting fairly often, and this was a Saturday morning gathering. However, on this Saturday, the regular caretaker of the meeting room approached the clerk and said, "Come here, you need to look at something." And I kind of looked at him in question. The clerk followed him to the side of a large chalkboard, and the man pointed out a set of keys that were hanging at the top of that chalkboard. These have been here a few weeks, and I thought you might know who may have lost them. And I'm like, To her surprise, she initially thought, these look like Reverend Donna's keys. Still skeptical, she immediately went into her own purse, retrieving her key and said to the caretaker, "If this key on my keychain matches one of the keys on this keychain, I definitely know who this belongs to." Well, as Providence would have it, the keys matched. The miracle, Reverend Donna never set foot in that church in all the time she was in the area, ever. And then I have my name, and a PS is the following update on the back side. Okay. So The mystery was solved when it was revealed a person who met in a group at our meditation center had found the keys in their meeting when their meeting ended. They then assumed that one of the attendees had dropped the keys. They further assumed that if they brought the keys to the place where there was the most number of meetings of people of our sort, that the person would find them there. Well, they weren't anybody else's keys except for Reverend Donna's. What still puzzles me is how that caretaker thought that I should look at the keys when I'd been there a few times and the keys had been there for several weeks already. But that was, as far as I can tell, God's will, not mine.
Got it. Is this good? Yeah, just in case. My word is handle. And there was a little extra added that Kay added that day to conclude something. You're such a stinker. Quirky, either someone quirky or something quirky. It seems human beings have a great deal of trouble handling change. Unpredictability, uncertainty, and spend an inordinate amount of energy and attention trying to keep all their little ducks in a row, only to find one or more of them wandering off, and we inevitably have another surprise to deal with. Little by little, it may dawn on some of us that the external world, the world of appearance, is always in flux, never stops moving and changing and evolving, and resisting that flow is futile. One typical day for us flight attendants began ordinarily enough. A turnaround to Tokyo from San Francisco, 12-hour trip, spend the night, return the next morning, no need to pack, just some pajamas, makeup fitting easily into my regulation purse. Flying this plane this day was our favorite pilot, tall, dark, and handsome, with gleaming white teeth. And a consummate karmic and magician. His voice came over the speakers introducing the crew. And we have our lovely flight attendants, Trixie in the front cabin and Bubbles in the back. I hope you enjoy them. I did. At various points during the flight, he would visit the cabin, make several jokes about who was flying the plane, making a quarter appear behind the ear of a delightful 8-year-old, or confound the adults with an impossible card trick. How did he do that? Was the usual exclamation. Arriving in Tokyo, tired and hungry, the whole crew would congregate in the hotel dining room, and there would be live music. This pilot, could also cut a rug. Inevitably, our resident magician would pull the tablecloth out from under the table settings of some unsuspecting guest, always creating a state of hilarity. I went to bed, filled with laughter and the comfort of knowing we were headed back to San Francisco in the morning. Wait, not so easy. Upon awakening, we were greeted with the new plan. We were going to Okinawa. With my uniform, pajamas, and a toothbrush, we landed in the tropical lush island of Okinawa and its endless beaches and balmy nights. Heaven. Until we were informed we would be living here an undetermined length of time and would be flying into Vietnam every other day, bringing plane loads of young men, beautiful young men, of my generation. into a war they had not signed up for. All war is senseless, but to me this one was the true abomination of all sanity. Trixie and Bubbles did our best to cheer them up on the short flight into Da Nang. But when the lights went out, we flew at night, and we could see the ominous red glowing flares over Marble Mountain. The landing gear went down at the very last second. A heavy pall filled the air, an unnamed dread. I was the one designated to stand at the bottom of the stairs at the back of the 707 jet. As I lifted the heavy handle of the even heavier door, ready to push it open, I thought this door was the only barrier between the life they had known and the nightmare awaiting them. The burden of this role I was playing sank in a profound sense of sadness, with a profound sense of sadness and injustice. At the bottom of the stairs, I kissed each one goodbye, wondering if it might be their last kiss, and then watched with sickening despair as these robust young men turned into terrified little boys as they snapped to attention at the sharp bark of their sergeant. The bombs incessantly going off and the pit in my stomach made for a sleepless night. Then juxtaposed the next morning with flying out, gazing out the window of an empty plane at the exquisite aqua blue waters and gleaming white sand beaches of Vietnam. Finally, a day came after 2 months when we were bringing a plane load of soldiers home. This time I was standing at the bottom of the stairs welcoming on board 200 harrowed but ecstatic 21 or 22-year-olds, now grown men, changed forever. We were bringing them all back to San Francisco. As I, Trixie, stood at the front of the plane with the life vest around my neck, ironically showing these soldiers how to survive if we crashed over the ocean. I routinely pulled the straps to exhibit how to manually inflate the demo vest. The vest suddenly blew up to capacity, springing free the breathing tubes, now flopping wildly around in provocative abandon. The whole cabin erupted in rollicking laughter, me being the brunt of the joke, my favorite pilot having put live cartridges in the vest. Assuming, I mused, that Trixie could handle the fun and play along. It turned out to be one of the most joyous and celebratory 12 hours I can ever remember. I imagine now that most of us are trying to handle changing situations in our lives largely out of control, a function of the mind, whereas actual handling is more letting go, a function of the heart. Finding the humor in our attachments to how we want or expect things to go or should have gone creates maybe the optimal potential for growth and healing.
Well, that's a hard act to follow. I don't envy me. Before I read my story, let's just like to say to Kay, thank you so much for leading the writers group. We love you. You do a fantastic job. We couldn't do it without you. So my story is entitled, What the Flock, F-L-O-C-K. Just thought I should clarify. By Donna Maurer. On a recent road trip with my brother Keith, we noticed hundreds of large cream-colored boulders in a canyon below. Unfortunately, we were in a hurry to get to the town of Bodie before sunset, so we had no time to stop and investigate what appeared to be something quite extraordinary. Bodie is one of the largest and best preserved ghost towns in the United States. Founded in 1859 as a gold mining town, at its peak, had over 10,000 residents. Sitting high up in the mountains on the east side of the Sierra Nevadas at an elevation of slightly over 8,000 feet, it's an amazing place where all the buildings are kept in rustic preservation. It's listed as a California Historic Park. They allow public access to just a few buildings, a church, when I say public access, that you can actually go inside of, a church, one of the homes, the town hall, and a few other minor buildings. You could look through the windows of the large schoolhouse and see the items that would have been used back in those days. A wooden globe that's cracked, a blackboard, desk with chairs attached to it, quill pen, just to mention a few items. In the dry goods store, you could see bottles and cans on the shelves. Only one that I actually recognized, Arm & Hammer baking soda. Most of the labels I'd never heard of. There were hats, there was ribbons, bags of sugar, flour, coffee, and dry beans. In the gift shop, they displayed several casket carriages for funeral processions. At one point in the state of California and Bodie, an average of 3 people were killed a day because of gold mining. The carriages had large glass-covered wagons with ornate wood or metal carvings on them and drapes. It made you wonder what life was like back in those days. W.S. Bodie, who originally discovered the gold that led to the town of Bodie, died the same year in November after getting lost in a blizzard during a trip to secure supplies. His body wasn't found until the following spring. Can you imagine discovering something that's the best thing in your entire lifetime, and then you die a few months later? As I mentioned earlier, the large boulders in the valley on the way to the town of Bodie piqued our curiosity, and the next morning we decided to investigate before heading to Lake Tahoe. As we approached the valley with the large boulders, we pulled off the road on a high hill and used our binoculars to study them. As we stood there, we saw the rocks were moving. What the heck are we looking at? Then we realized they're not boulders at all. They're actually sheep, all grazing on the grassy hillsides and the meadow below. To our surprise, there was a large flock of sheep, and there was also enormous white dogs that was dispersed around the flock to guard them. On a nearby hill, we saw the sheep herder, and he was tending his flock, and his partner, an Australian shepherd. We waved to him, and he gestured in return. All seemed surreal, traveling to a ghost town, and on the way observing an ancient tradition of sheep herding. Makes you wonder, how many times in life do we pass something that would awe us, and yet it goes unseen because we're in such a hustle and to get from one destination to the other, forgetting to enjoy the journey. We must remember that life is a journey, not a destination. Namaste.
So one word inspires a myriad of topics. It's amazing, just amazing. Thank you, Writers Group. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening.
If you are called to stand, you're welcome to. A song by your friend and mine, David Roth. I love David. He is one of the nicest people in the world, an incredibly accomplished Americana and New Thought writer. As we come around to take our places at the table, a moment to remember and reflect upon our wealth. Here's to loving friends and family, here's to being able to gather here together in good company and health. May we be released from all those feelings that would harm us. May we have the will to give them up and get them gone. For heavy are the satchels full of anger and false promise. May we have the strength to put them down. May the light of love be shining deep within your spirit. May the torch of mercy clear the path and show the way. May the horn of plenty sound so everyone can hear it. May the light of love be with you every day. May we wish the best for everyone that we encounter. May we swallow pride and may we do away with fear. For it's only what we do not know that we have grown afraid of, and only what we do not choose to hear. May the light of love be shining deep within your spirit. May the torch of mercy clear the path and show the way. May the horn of plenty sound so everyone can hear it. May the light of love be with you every day. As we bless our daily bread and drink the day's libation, may we be reminded of this lost and wayward soul, the hungry and the homeless that we have in every nation. May we fill each empty cup and bowl. May nothing ever come between or threaten to divide us. May we never take for granted our gifts that we receive, being ever mindful of the unseen hands that guide us and all the miracles that cause us to believe. May the light of love be shining deep within your spirit. May the torch of mercy clear the path and show the way. May the horn of plenty sound so everyone can hear it. May the light of love be with you every day. May the horn of plenty sound so everyone can hear it. May the light of love be with you. May the light of love be with you. May the light of love be with you every day. Oh. See, it was worth it, wasn't it?
Okay, let's do our offering affirmation as found in the front of the inside cover of the front, inside of the front cover. You know what I mean. My gift goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless all that it touches. It is evidence of my conviction that God is the source and substance of my supply. I share generously of my good, knowing that it returns to me multiplied abundantly, and so it is.
So blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed.
I accept these offerings on behalf of the Spiritual Center, knowing that they are expressions of the divine in motion. I affirm that every contribution blesses the giver, blesses the receiver, and blesses the life of this community. And so it is. You know, before closing, I want to just remind you, I was looking for a paperclip last week and couldn't find one. Got up here on platform and there it was at my feet. Keep in mind how easy it is to manifest, okay? We are manifesting, you are manifesting a minister for this center. We'll never replace Donna for who Donna is. We love Donna and we'll always cherish her. But keep in mind that that minister is with us and all we have to do is affirm that, okay? And so it is, and we still have 2 candidates and the search committee is working on it, okay? So we'll keep you informed, but remember how easy manifestation is. All right, so let's have our closing prayer, and then we will circle up and sing the stand song, and then please join us for refreshments. Thank you for staying late. You know, we ran over. I cherish my riders, so Melinda. Yes, please sign John's card, and I think that's all. Thank you. Okay, as we bring our time together to a close, I offer a blessing for each one here, knowing there is one presence, one peace, one power, one love, expressing through every life in this room. Know that the same Spirit that brought you here now walks with you as you go forth into the world. I bless this community, its givers, its seekers, its leaders, and every heart that contributes to the growing good we share. Peace goes before you. Grace surrounds you. Joy rises through you. You leave this place renewed, empowered, and deeply loved. With gratitude, I release these words to the law, knowing it is all well, and so it is. Please circle up.